Welcome to Friday Coffee. I think we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Susan from the Chamber. So glad to see all of you here. Also, I want to thank our sponsor for today, Brandon, and then of course Cumulus Radio. Brandy couldn't be here today. I'll give you a little update on her later. Before I do, just for the housekeeping, I think we have about 36 folks joining us on Zoom. For those folks, we're glad to have you involved. We have a full room here and got a great attendance on Zoom. Everyone is muted now, just some housekeeping rules. If you do have a question, you can put that in the chat. When we do introductions, I will ask you to unmute and introduce yourself so we kind of know who's participating in the call. So let's start with doing introductions around the room. Lena, do you want to start?
I'll start.
Yeah.
My name is Elena Bishop, and I am with Capital Region Medical Center in the marketing department. Natalie Newbill with the library.
Amy Rogers, Lincoln University.
Mike Lester, City Council, Ward 2.
Deb Bushman, being chiropractic.
Lisa Collier, being chiropractic.
Stephanie Hall, job finders.
Complimentary introduction.
Okay, Kalana Trammell, Dameron, Missouri.
Ron Fitzwater, Reserve Pharmacy Association, Workforce.
You're a plumber with the Chamber.
Jennifer Ennis, the Chamber.
Jay Moore with the Chamber.
Jose Ramos with Gateway Wireless, aka Cricket Source. Tom Fenwell.
Michelle Weaver, PNC.
And Rachel Mulholland.
Here's here with Pastor for you. Lynn Canning with Capital Region of Healthcare Amphitheater.
Ashley Tim, Chamber staff.
Amy Schrader, Mason Parks.
Good. And now for our folks on Zoom, if you want to unmute and introduce yourself, we'd love to hear from you.
Michael Love, First
This
Mid
is
Bank and
Alex
Trust.
Bobbitt with the Jefferson City Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Donna Dietlow with SSM Health.
Donna Dietz, Click to Sell for You and Trolley Company.
Stu Murphy, retired.
Darcy
Ashlyn Sherman,
Cancer
Capital
Society.
Region Medical Center.
That one again, we had a double there. Introduce yourself again.
Darcy Crane, American Cancer Society.
Linda Zimmerman with the University of Missouri Extension in Cole County.
Paula Benny, CNS Business Services.
Jamie Meyer, RMI.
Kent Kaiser, NH Shepherd's.
Dwayne Carty, Jefferson City Renegades.
Stephanie Lehman, CNS Business Services.
Tammy Tillmeyer, Metal Culverts Incorporated.
Vicki Dunbar, Revell Catering and Events.
Lori Schollmeyer, Capital Region MU Healthcare Amphitheater.
Anybody else want to introduce themselves?
Quentin Rice,
Bar Engineering.
Quentin Rice with JQ's on High, Q Entertainment, and just local supporter of live music and hospitality.
Anyone else? Okay, good. Glad to have you with us. I do want to mention and welcome some new members to the Chamber. Armstrong Teasdale, Sherry Doctorian, Rivervic Contracting, Adam Rush, Pizza Underground, Tabitha Brightwell, Promo Realty, Dave Peterson, Rising Health and Performance, Megan Gresley, The Backdrop, Bryn Thornton, and VenuWorks at Jefferson City, Lynn. So I don't know if any of those folks are on the Zoom call that I might have missed, but I welcome you to the Chamber and I have your membership. Lynn's here in person, and we're going to hear from Lynn later. Right? Ask her to say a little bit more about herself, but welcome. Okay, our sponsor is Brandon, and Brandon She could not be here today. It's Sarah Mingwasser. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here. But if you don't know or haven't had the opportunity to meet Sarah, she is a graphic design company. They do branding, logos, digital marketing, advertising, design, and social media. So she says Branded has you covered. So Sarah did come by the chamber yesterday, and when we were working on our Friday coffee, and she dropped off a door prize. And so just there is Sarah right there, me Wasser. And so I get the job of giving away this Yeti cooler. So Sarah, right? Sarah's not here, but she has a big door prize that is here. So how about that? So just in time for summer and cooler, yeah. Or Super Bowl, that's true. So, all right, who wants to, wow, Katie, why don't you join us? Maybe you can draw your name. Did you put your name in? Well, yeah. Well, there you go. Does everybody have their name in, by the way? Okay.
Phil Styles.
Yeah. I mean, it's legit. Everybody saw it. Everybody knew. I told Sarah, I figured you should be on it. So you can do a picture just like Sarah there. So we can say, we can like make these pictures, we got over here a little bit, so then like we can put you Photoshop you guys together.
Phil, you need to pop your leg like she does.
Good, there you go. All right. Okay. Dan, our other sponsor, Cumulus. Rochelle is here. Rochelle, do you want to talk a little bit about Cumulus Media, her sponsorship?
Yeah, we have 7 radio stations. We are as well there. Sarah and I will have to be together. What we're going to do, we're going to craft a 30-second radio ad using one-on-one radio stations. Our listeners are
good. Yeah. And we appreciate our partnership that you sponsor with us each month on this. It helps us promote our members and our sponsors. So we promote you as a sponsor in advance using our outlets, our emails, and our social media. And then, like I said, that partnership with the radio stations, Cumulus. So for the month, you can let us know if you want to be a sponsor. I think I have one sponsor left for this year, but we got 2023. There's always going to be Friday coffee. So look forward to having you as a sponsor if that works for you. Some other announcements. We have a welcome to our LU students, and Alex is going to speak on this. She is joining us via Zoom. So Alex?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. So it's been observed throughout the years that Lincoln students have a tendency to stay on the campus, or when they do go out, say somewhere to eat or shop, they're likely to go to franchises or chains that they're familiar with. And of course, we want to change that. So we have decided to team up with the Chamber to help promote the community to the Lincoln students and encourage them to experience what else Jefferson City has to offer. Of course, a little $100 incentive sweetens the deal if we can just get those students to go out and about in our city. So we do ask that our local businesses join forces with us to encourage our Lincoln students to love what's local. So that's why we're sponsoring this promotion, and I'll give it back to Susan so she can kind of give you an idea as to how it will work. Thanks.
So if you want to sign up to be a registration location, you got an email from us, and we will provide you with, this is kind of a poster sign you put in your window, which encourages the students so they know we're participating. And then this is just a little tent for you to put by your cash register inside your business. It's a QR code. That's how they register. They use their Lincoln University email address. So when they sign up, it'll have their name, their email address, and where they registered. And then we're going to just do a random drawing. We are doing drawings each week. And Lincoln University is working with us. They're going to promote this on their social media and their email. There'll be a link there. The link will show them which businesses are participating. And if we know that you're participating, we will promote you too. So you can take one of these along with you. If you're here today, you could take a poster and one of the sign up, the registration cards. But let us know that you're one of the registration spots so we can make sure we promote you. So good. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay, social media forum. Natalie, you want to speak from your seat or you want to come?
Yeah,
up
no,
here?
so this month we are doing, we're trying a new thing this year where every other month we do a kind of like a case study. So this month we're talking about social media blunders. So talking about when things did not go right on social media and what we can learn from that.
Good, good. So that is February 16th at noon. It's lunch and you can, before you come, you can bring your own lunch. Just whatever works best for you. An opportunity for networking, chamber connections. We're excited to be at Big Whiskey's this month. It's Thursday, February 17th from 4 to 5:30. The partner sponsor is Mid-Mo Referral Alliance. And that is a group of non-competing businesses that they will probably have 30 businesses there. Opportunity for you to meet with them and networking. Mid-Missouri Referral Alliance is a great partner with the chamber. We're glad to have them be as our co-sponsor. That's February 17th from 4 to 5:30 at Big Whiskey's. Happy to announce that the membership meetings are back. We have not been able to have a membership meeting in person since 2019. We had one on the calendar in 2020, and unfortunately with COVID, that we were not able to have that. But if you have or haven't had the opportunity to participate in a membership meeting, I encourage you to do so. It is an opportunity for you to promote your business. So the businesses are really the program. You can promote your business as a presenting sponsor or a table host or give away a prize. I always say that this is a fast-paced event. It's a cross between a talk show and a game show. So you don't want to miss this. We'll probably have 150 people there. This one's scheduled for March 15th at 11:30 at the Capitol Plaza Hotel. And if you're interested in participating, let us know. Our Chamber Champions group, which is our membership relations group, is helping to promote this. We're going to reach out to our new members, and we always like to recognize our new members that are there and the businesses there. So mark your calendar, March 15th, the membership meeting. Oh, you can see there, that's a past membership meeting. That's Carol Griffin, just to give you an idea of what the atmosphere is. That she's a special Olympics, and you could be a table host. So you are a sponsor, and you have 9 people sit at the table with you. You decorate your table like a theme. It's a chance for you to network and promote your business to other businesses at your table and the room as well. So it's a lot of fun. Another announcement, do I have anybody in the room? Stephanie, you're on the Zoom call. Do you want to talk about the barbecue?
Sure. Mark your calendar, May 12th at Capitol Bluffs. Looking forward to another fun barbecue and a lot of good networking opportunities at the barbecue. So praying for a day like we had last year for the barbecue, which was absolutely perfect. Mother Nature really stepped up and helped us out with that too. So stay tuned we'll be hearing a lot more about the barbecue in the near future. Thanks.
Lynn, I want to thank Stephanie Lehman from CNS and Tyler Brown from Jefferson Bank. They're my co-chairs for the barbecue, but you can join the committee. We would love to have you join that committee and help us plan this fun event. Our first meeting is February 15th. And if you have an interest in being involved in that, just let us know. We'll add you to the list. Thanks, Stephanie. It is at 4 o'clock. Lost Trojans. I think you're on the email list.
Well, I'm just saying. It's like,
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
These committees are awesome, by the way. Yeah. They're awesome.
Very good.
Sorry, Susan.
That's okay. Speaking of other things that are awesome, Lynn, it's a perfect segue to you. The Amphitheater, the Capital Region MU Health Amphitheater is an awesome opportunity and really an addition to our community. And we appreciate you for being here today, so you can share more about that.
Thanks, Susan, for inviting me. I feel like a little bit of a whirlwind joining the chamber, and then the first thing she asked me to do is to come and speak to everybody. And so here we are. I know when I first got started here last year, I did a chamber chat and talked to everybody about the amphitheater. I told you all a bunch of information, and we had a lot of great plans of how things we thought were going to go. And sure, it went. We had a great first season. I'm sure that everything that we thought we were going to do in February of last year was a lot different by October of last year when we had our last event. But it was a lot of fun and we learned a lot along the way. So I'm excited to be here to share with you what's going to be coming up new in 2022 and also give you a little recap of what we did last year. It's great to see so many people that I already know in town, but little background on myself. I went the wrong way. I gotta turn it this way. Hold on. I'm learning. So I grew up in Schaumburg, Illinois, outside of Chicago, about 30 miles outside of Chicago, and I lived my entire adult life until 2016 in Palatine. So I only went about 15 miles up the road. I grew my career. So I had a lot of really great experiences in the Chicago area at different events, locations. Started out in, at Northern Illinois University in college. Really enjoyed my time in Northern Illinois. I had some great people that I met there, people that I'm still close friends with today, as most people do in college. When I left Northern Illinois University, I had a degree in journalism, so I went to work for the local newspaper and kicked off my advertising sales career. Thought this was going to be what I was going to do for the rest of my life. But while I was in college, I had a part-time job at the local amphitheater outside of Chicago, and less than 2 years into my career, they offered me a full-time job at the amphitheater. So I jumped ship, changed careers, and it's never been any different. This is such a great career. I learned everything from the ground up. I started out as a part-time security guard. I worked in, I was a house manager for a couple of years, directing all the part-time staff. I became a box office manager and group sales manager, and worked my way up to general manager at Alpine Valley Music Theater in southern Wisconsin for the same company. Loved my job, loved the outdoor amphitheater experience, loved being outdoors in the summer. It was a lot of fun, a lot of experience that I wouldn't have known otherwise. I mean, one day I'm booking shows, the next day I'm scrubbing toilets, and you do it all from ground up, and you learn it all. So that was a great experience. Then I went to work at the United Center when they were opening in 1994. So much fun. I mean, such a great time to be in Chicago. The Bulls were winning championships left and right. The building was brand new. I started when we still couldn't even get in the building. We had to wear hard hats anytime we went through there. So building that building from the ground up, and all of the staff training that we did, and learning how to work with professional teams and professional tours that would come through the building. It was a really great experience. Got to go to the 3 championship out of town games during the 3 championship runs, and really can't complain a bit about that experience. But in '99 I had twins, and so as the twins were newborns, and the commitment was more than I expected, so I decided I needed to take a little step back from the full-on NBA, NHL, 175 events a year United Center. I went to work at Arlington Park Racecourse. Now that is a true 180-degree experience, from professional sports and all of those concerts to horse racing, which I only knew a little bit about horse racing. I grew up in the suburbs near Arlington Park. We went on Fridays, played our $2 bets, but I learned an entirely new career at the racetrack. And I worked there for 8 years, and it was a fantastic experience. But as things go, I missed the city. I missed the big lights and the downtown atmosphere. So I ended up going over to the Navy Pier in Chicago, and I managed the IMAX Theater at Navy Pier for another 7 years. So that was a really fun experience, being a part of the iconic transformation of Navy Pier. And if anybody hasn't been there in the last 5 years or so, you have to go. It's completely different. It's so beautiful. There's so many great restaurants and places to shop, and they put a hotel on the pier, so you can stay there and enjoy that. In 2016, I started working for VenuWorks. They're a company based in Ames, Iowa. They manage mid-sized venues around the Midwest and actually all across the country. I was working in Bloomington, Illinois at an 8,000-seat arena, and we were chugging along until COVID hit. COVID came in 2020, and eventually, after we weathered the storm for a little while with some of the PPP loans, and trying to figure out how we're going to use the events space that we had without being able to have any events. So anyway, the arena had to close, and so our management team got laid off. And then VenuWorks kept me in the loop on this brand new venue here in Jeff City as it was being constructed. And eventually I was able to secure the position as the executive director for the Capital Region MU Healthcare Amphitheater, which opened last May 22nd to a sold out crowd. And it was a really, really fantastic transformation for me. So I was excited to move here. Little recap of what we did last year. We had 13 civic and community events, including some of the great things, the graduations, movie nights. We did church services on the 4th of July. We did a food truck Friday. We had Kids Fest out there. Phil ran a huge event out there in June of last year. And then the Battle of the Brews with the JC Chamber leadership class. So that was a long, hot day. I know some of you were there. It was a lot of fun, and I think everybody really enjoyed that experience as well. We also had a bunch of really fun local events. We had a local dad who had a daughter who was in a rock band in high school, and they were looking for a great performance space to play. So they got a bunch of their friends together. They came out and played out at the Amphitheater one Saturday night in September, and they had a really, really great turnout. We also did Food Truck Friday with the group that usually has their Food Truck Fridays once a month. We did it in October, and we had Dope Ass Sneakers played. We had a great concert. Amy was there. It was a lot of fun. The weather was great that night. I mean, it was always iffy in October. We had such a great night, and everybody really had a lot of fun. So we did a little bit of everything out there during 2021. One of the things, obviously, all the concerts as well. One of the things we always want to, make sure people understand is how much of an impact having an event space like the amphitheater brings to the community. And just looking at a quick chart, we had over $750,000 in economic impact to the community last year. The biggest part of that was the people who came to see the shows. So when you're planning your time at an amphitheater event, you may be coming from even as close as Columbia, but you're also going to, plan your night out. We're going to go have dinner somewhere before we go into the show. Maybe when you get here, you're going to have to fill up your gas tank before you drive home, or maybe you're coming from a little further away and you want to stay overnight. I know the hotels were impacted by our events last year. In fact, we had trouble booking hotels for some of our shows because we were late on the draw, right? We had people coming in from out of town, whether it be part of the artist crew or some of our own crew. And when we wanted to go and get them a hotel room, we were unable to. So we know that certainly was an impact here. Contracted services, our equipment repair, equipment purchases, starting up a brand new amphitheater, there was a lot of capital equipment purchases that we need to make just to be able to have what we need to provide the services for those events, and storage for those, all that equipment. So all those things are part of that total package that brings everybody some money into the coffers of the city, whether it be in taxes or sales taxes or hotel taxes, all of that stuff works for us. And event advertising, and Rochelle knows that we spend money on every single concert, usually about $7,000 in advertising per show. So that does add up as well. So with all of our concerts and events that we ran last year, even the ones that were smaller, we certainly tried to get our name out. And that's another reason why I'm here speaking to you today, is to get our name out into the community. So what's new in 22? We're looking to build our base of operations, right? So we're looking for ways to continually bring money into the amphitheater, even on times when we aren't necessarily hosting events. But some of the new things that we're going to be doing is to build a box suite area on our terrace, on our lawn terrace. So it won't look exactly like that, but that's a simulation of what it could look like. We're going to have some chairs, we're going to have some small tables, we're going to have a staff member that will come and bring you your drinks, so you don't have to go get in line and just then get the show, and get tickets to all of our events. So we're going to, very true. We're going to have an opportunity for businesses. You can use that as a way to entertain your clients. You can use this as an employee incentive. You can use it as a friends and family night out. There's going to be a wide variety of events that I'll talk about in a minute. But being able to utilize something in that respect that will bring more business to your business, and so think about it in that regard. We're also going to do some additional signage opportunities. We did some banner opportunities last year and really worked really well for us. We're able to get some of our local businesses to participate in our sponsorships. We're going to expand that this year. We're going to do banners on the light poles in the parking lots. And the opportunity there is tremendous because you also will have that opportunity throughout the year. We're not going to take them down in October and say, okay, well, the season's over. Those will stay up year round. And the parks are being used, you know, every day of the year, whether it be for sporting events or people just walking their dogs in the park or exercising in the park. The picnic pavilion is being used all the time. So that opportunity expands throughout the entire year. We have a brand new office being built at the top of the park at the caretaker's house at the top of the hill. They're renovating that caretaker house for us to be able to have a permanent box office, a place where people can come and buy tickets when we put shows on sale. They don't have to get online. They don't have to sit in that virtual waiting room wait for their tickets to be able to come available. They can come out and buy tickets. We'll have regular box office hours where people can come and we won't have to pay any of the additional service fees for Ticketmaster. So this is a great opportunity for locals to be able to come and get their tickets for their favorite shows and be able to see where their seats are going to be. You can, you know, go down and actually sit in those seats so you know exactly what your view is going to be when you come for your show. So we're looking for a, you know, ability to put a new sign out in front of that building to identify it as what it is, and also to be able to advertise a business. So if anybody is interested in learning more about that, I have information on how you can do that. And a couple other, you know, a little bit more low key. Those banner ads, we worked with our you know, local businesses last year. We're still going to be doing that. We've got some great businesses that are already partnering with us, and that's an opportunity as well. And then season and group tickets. So we were not really, we didn't roll this out last year. We were just busy getting everything underway. But now we're underway and we have the ability. So if season tickets, think of it in the same vein as I talked about with the box suite. If you want something that's a little bit more, you know, less of an investment, season tickets are great. You can get a couple of seats. You can get those same seats for every show. And your season tickets are there every time a show is available to us. So when we put a show on sale, you don't even have to think about it. You know those tickets are yours. You can choose your seats. We have seats reserved right now, even for the ticket, for the shows that are already on sale. So we have the opportunity to say, yep, those are your season tickets. You know where you're coming from. You know where you're going. We'll have a reserved parking space included with those season tickets. So you'll be able to hand those tickets and that parking pass to your guests or your clients or your customers or however you want to use those tickets. And then you won't have to even think about it. It's going to be a great experience for them. And then group tickets. If you're interested in, you know, taking a bunch of your friends, or if you want to get together with some coworkers and come to a show, we would sell any group of 10 or more. You can just call us up and we'll be able to take care of you as a group ticket sale. So those are some of those opportunities. What are we doing? So far this year, we have 2 shows on sale. The Mavericks are going to put on an awesome show, and I'm excited about this one. I've seen the Mavericks before, which I know I've seen a lot of shows in my career, but they are really exciting and really fun. It's kind of a country Mexican flair. They got a little flamenco flair to their music, and their new album is in Spanish. So they'll be playing a few songs that are, you know, exactly in Spanish, and then the rest of their catalog of music as well. They've been around for, gosh, probably 40 years. And they've got a ton of great music. If you haven't heard them, I encourage you to take a look and listen to them. It'll be a lot of fun. Aaron Lewis will be here on the Friday night before Memorial Day. So before you head out of town, come to the Amphitheater, see this show. It's going to be fantastic. The reserved seats are already sold out for Aaron Lewis, but we certainly have plenty of lawn seats still available. And then our first announcement of this next show, I'm telling you here now, we haven't even told anybody else in the area yet. We're going to have Ricky Skaggs on June 17th. So a little bit old school country. He has been around forever, but he is also a very great entertainer. Friday, June 17th at the Amphitheater, and tickets will go on sale a week from today at 10 a.m. So that announcement will come out in about 25 minutes. We've got it running on a bunch of stations, and we're looking forward to booking a ton more shows this year. I'm hopeful that we'll get a lot of the local events that we had last year will be back, and I'm always looking for more. So if anybody has any thoughts about how they can use the Amphitheater, You know, I'm working with the realtor group and trying to get them to come out and have their meeting there. We're, you know, anything that you can think of. We have a stage, we have some seats. We'd love to talk to you and see if we can make that work for you. So that's pretty much everything I have. So I've got Lori's contact information. She's on the Zoom call as well. And I've got my contact information there. So if you have any questions or you're interested in anything that I've talked about today, please feel free to give me a call. So have questions if you have them. Thanks.
Lynn, how many seats and a true sellout with standing room only types are you talking about?
So we're rated, or we're fire coded for 3,000 capacity. Last year, we didn't sell all of that. Even when we did our first event where we were at a sellout number, we did about 2,500, a little over 2,500. So we've expanded that a little bit this year. We've added 96 seats in portable chairs between the stage and the front row. So there's another 100, basically 100 seats there. We've got more capacity on the terrace lawn than we sold last year. We wanted to make sure that we were, everybody was comfortable. So we have the ability to, you know, expand or contract that accordingly. And then we didn't sell all of the capacity on the lawn either. So, you know, as we get closer to a sellout situation with each show, we will discuss it with the promoter and say, we do have the capacity to do more. Would we want to try to put more people in, or do we want to just hold here? And that's how we generally hold on to it. So I'd say between 2,500 and 3,000 is our capacity. The fixed seats, the black seats that are already there and stay there all the time, there's 522 seats there. Maybe 524. I forget which numbers are which, and then I know there's either 92 or 93 steps from the front of the stage to the top of the hill. We still, I feel like I lost oxygen counting them, so maybe that I miscounted them.
Yeah, the parking situation, are you?
So did you come to a show last year? Which show? So we have the additional parking available to us on the grass hill kind of behind the lawn. We didn't use that parking at all last year. Most of the shows that were of that size capacity, we were in a weather situation where the rain had fallen and we weren't sure we wanted to put people in the mud out there. For our biggest show last year, we used an auxiliary parking lot down Riverside Drive at the DNR building. And we used the trolley company to shuttle people back and forth. So we did that for a couple of our bigger shows last year, and I think that worked out fairly well. The goal for us is to be able to pull people in, park them so that they're facing the exit, and then at the end of the night, we open up all the barricades and people can just flow out. For the majority of our shows, in fact, I would say even for the first show, parking lots were empty within 30 minutes, which if you've ever gone to a place, any other facility to try to get out of an event style parking, that's not too bad.
I went to several shows last year, like how impressive the lighting, security, stuff that I thought there was a glitch or two with one of the ticket gates. Other than that, the way they, you know, facilitated us to a different gate, I thought it was quite smooth.
Thanks, Michelle. It was a learning experience for everybody, you know, infrastructure wise, you know, Wi-Fi, you know, you think of the smallest things, but Wi-Fi is huge in our business because we need it for the ticket scanners. We need it for a lot of our production people who are using that for sound and lights. And of course, for, you know, our purposes, being able to communicate with each other. So that was, you know, we had a glitch at one of our shows and we were able to correct that before the next show because we have the, you know, the city right behind us. They're out there, they understand what our issues are. I had somebody from the city IT department out there, and we were able to just adjust what we had. Our capacity was expanded, and even over the off season, it has been exponentially expanded again. So we'll be able to continue to grow.
Like actually.
I do that, and VenuWorks has a person out of Ames who is our VP of booking, and he books many shows across this area. So when he's talking to promoters, he's telling them about how they can get their show from point A to point B to point C to point D. all using venues that VenuWorks manages. So we are in conjunction with that person we book all the time.
Also, brilliant. So there's a vast majority of Hispanic in this area. And we show- It's like either Illinois or sorry, Kansas. People ask me, because I know a lot of people. Like,
Sure.
know anything, I feel like that would fill up that whole empathy.
Then let's talk. I need to have, and part of the reason why we're looking for sponsorship money is that we need to be able to have a bank account in order to co-promote a show with another person, right? So the band wants to get paid. No hands down, doubt about that. We also have expenses to operate the venue, so we need to be able to pay for the labor and the equipment that we have to rent, all the things that have to go along with having a show. So when we talk to promoters, we are, basically saying we can't lose any money because I don't have any money to lose. So if you're interested, we'll talk about how can we make it work? What will you want out of that experience? How much money do you have to pay the band? And then how can we bring that band here? How many tickets do we really truly expect to sell? And I know, there is a lot of a variety of different genres that we haven't hit yet. So we're excited to try everything, and we want to try to book as many different types of acts as we can, because the more shows we do, the more we can make money, and that's our goal. We can't sell beer to nobody, and that's where we're going to try to. So the more events that we can have, the better everybody will be.
Ashley, any questions in the chat? Okay.
No, I think someone unmuted.
Well, Lynn, thank you
Thank you
very
for the
much. Thank you, appreciate that. Okay. Before we go to the member announcement, I'm gonna call Gary Plummer up, and he's gonna just give you just a quick update and see if you have any questions. So Gary, if you wanna come, if you wanna be on camera, you have to head over here. They might be able to hear you a little better too.
Am I in the right spot? So I don't have any prepared remarks. I want to welcome everyone here. Lynn, that's an exciting report, and what a great addition to the community. Yeah, quality of place. You're one of the key selling points we have. So thank you for that. I would just be happy to respond to any questions that anybody has about anything going on locally. We also have a couple of members of the city council here. If you ask me a question that maybe they can help respond to, just open it up. I will just give you a very quick update. We have reactivated a couple of committees here at the chamber. One on government affairs. Our government relations committee is actually chaired by Logan Gratz from Gratz Real Estate and Auctioneering. And it's got a very dynamic group of people following primarily right now state issues. We actually just took a position against some legislation that's happening out there right now that would move local elections like school boards and city and county and that sort of thing to the November ballot, which would obviously be a very crowded ballot when you think of all the other state and federal things that are on the November ballot. There's also some legislation that would make those local elections partisan, which we think is contrary to good government at the local level. We don't think people should have to say they're running for the school board because they want to advocate Republican ideals. That's not the motivation for people to serve at the local level, even at the city council. County commission races are those partisan races, county commission, but not city council. Not city council, excuse me. So we've come out against that. We think it's not a good idea. It does not help get the right people to serve at the local level. So you may be hearing some more about that. Those bills are working their way through the committee process in both houses of the legislature, and we're tracking that very closely. Any other questions or other issues you'd like to touch on?
So I'm just gonna open it up for member announcements. So announcements around the room. Anyone have an announcement? Something going on at your business, or maybe some kind of a charity or nonprofit thing that you're involved in? Oh, there you go.
So Home Vehicle Care Project is expanding again at the Jefferson office. So if you know where our office is located at, there is four units total in our little plaza. So we took the old FCS building and we are in the middle of remodeling that right now. Hopes to get there by May, but it looks like it's gonna be a lot sooner.
Well,
So,
let us know. We'll have a ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Little plug. We'll bring
Yeah,
you
we
back.
expanded with, so we'll have a total of 4 doctors in this office.
And then also your other office.
California.
So good. Congratulations. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Hence, we go through youth scholarships open to graduating seniors. It's open until March 6th, so we know the seniors that are graduating. Our website is up to date, Facebook, or you can reach out to me if you're receiving after it. With my email, yeah.
Yeah, I just spent a lot of time talking, but we are going to start hiring for the amphitheater season. So in the next few weeks, we'll be reaching out to our former employees, letting them know how they're going to be able to be rehired for this season. And then our current application is available on our website at crmamphitheater.com. Anybody can go on and fill it out. So tell your kids, tell your grandkids, tell anybody who, I love having teachers who have the summers off to come and work for us. It's really a really fun job and really not that strenuous. You really have a great time and you get to hear some great music. So. And you get paid to be there, exactly.
This is true. Michelle?
Tune in to Nashville, we want to try to win tickets, or we would go to get tickets to the amphitheater, BXR for the other functions that's on that.
Anybody?
Well, Stuart Murphy
Okay.
on Zoom said, thanks, Lynn, you are the right one for the.
Yeah. Anybody else in the room have anything else? Okay.
JQ's on high, a little restaurant there, and on see my faces, so they're. We are constantly encouraging our staff to be specialists and our staff's trying to get the that's the specialists that help the staff. Stitberry, the property revitalization company that I'm with, has got some things we can say about if you walk down Capitol Avenue, but it's a little greenhouse, we finally kind of got to wrapped up. It's finally going, it's hard to get things back to well, so you may start to see some more lights and activity. Back very excited for a long time coming, and I just want to Lynn for going through quite a first season and getting things rolling, and just hearing lots of good things. And if you guys can hear something maybe out there about some of the stuff in the amphitheater, just try to be sure to point out positive things that happen. So this is part of it in the area. So I think it's a wonderful addition to the community, and obviously thanks for letting people know about it.
The big library book sale is back, the library April book sale out at St. Martin's. It starts March 9th and will run through that Saturday.
Yeah.
Capital Region Goldschmidt Cancer Center has a new oncologist, which is huge, which who left in the last couple of years. It's Dr. Kristen Reddy, and she has special interest in breast cancer.
Good, thanks. Jose?
All right, so cricket plugin, we got started it's called co-pilot. This launched in this February this month, starting with a connectivity program. It's more leaning towards low profit, like customer savings. It's about $30 for to have a service with cricket. Encourage to do that, because obviously they put time into this program. So far, we're having good success getting non-for-profits around here that are helping with that. If you yourself know somebody or that's sexual already instead of having to meet Jefferson is one of them. So just reach out to me, but it really helps. There's people that are not. also are the cheapest for licensing to use around hours. And 5G, choose your phone, and we have. let's say, 1 gig.
And, okay, yeah.
I'm just gonna give an update from the city of Lynn City, because we've been working with the county on some upgrades to Rain Street. That project going, so it should help access and out of, not on Amphitheater. Support for the community.
Anybody on Zoom that wants to unmute and make an announcement or? Okay, okay, 2 in the chat. Ashley's gonna.
January Amos said, great job, Lynn. If you want to hear more of her story, she has a guest on We Like That Podcast.com, episode number 24. And then Darcy Crane with American Cancer Society Farm to Table event on Tuesday, May 10th at Christian Farms. Hope to see you there.
Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom that would like to unmute and share?
Hello, this is Dwayne Cartier with the Jefferson City Renegades. We have a trivia night coming up February 19th. For an 8-person team, it's $160, and we'll be providing drinks and some soft side snacks. First questions at 6 o'clock. We'll open the doors at 5, and it's at McClung Park. You can register on our website, jeffcityrenegades.com. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody joining us on Zoom want to make an announcement? Unmute and. Okay, well, great. It's been a great Friday coffee. I would thank you for being here and remind you, if you want to be a location, to register for the LU Lovelands Local. Take one of these cards or make sure to email us and let us know. There's an easy way to respond from the email. So good. Have a great Friday. Thank you.